Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the In Cosmetics Connect webinar. Today's session is led by David Bill, who's Manager of European Sales Office at Jiangsu Jialan's biotech company, and the topic is on the first ever vegan registered collagen. We will be taking questions at the end, so please submit whatever questions you have in the chat box, as we will have time to go through those. So now I'll hand you over to David.
Good morning to you, and good morning to everybody listening to this, or good afternoon, whatever you may be. I'm actually the sales manager for the European office rather than the UK office of Jialan Biotech. And I want to talk to you today about development they have of a vegan registered collagen, the only one in the world as far as I'm aware. So I'll start a presentation with you and talk you through why I think it's going to be, a mold-breaking product. So if I can find my way around this. Yeah, the first ever vegan registered collagen, that is registered with the Vegan Society in the UK, the oldest vegan organisation in the world. There are other vegan organisations, but they tend to be ones which people can register voluntarily, and there's no real investigation of whether the thing is vegan or not. In this case, the Vegan Society in the UK, we had to submit lots and lots of documentation and prove that our product is vegan. It gives us the right to use the vegan brand name. Now, the vegan trademark. The brand name of the product we have is called Biollagen. What does the word vegan mean? There seems to be a lot of confusion about it. Vegan means more than being a vegetarian. It's basically, in the words of the founder of the Vegan Society, a person abstains from all food of animal origin and avoids the use of animal products in other forms. In other words, in supplements, creams, anything, in any other form. And the aims of the Vegan Society are to advocate that man's food should be derived from the fruits, nuts, vegetables, grains, and other wholesome non-animal products, that it should exclude flesh, fish, fowl, eggs, honey, animals, milk, butter, and cheese. When they say to advocate the man's food, I take it in 1945 they wouldn't have said people's food, rather man's food. However, and the second point is they want to encourage the production and use of alternatives to animal commodities. Now, according to the Grand View research, the global vegan cosmetic market was estimated to be $12.9 billion in 2017, a lot larger than most people imagined. Surging demand for the personal care products, coupled with rising awareness regarding cruelty-free beauty, is expected to be one of the key trends escalating market growth. The vegan cosmetic market by sector in the USA by billions has grown from 2014 to 2025 extensively, and a large part of that growth is by skincare products. Now, unable to use collagen, which is very good for skin scaffolding, the market has been limited by the lack of other collagen type products that can be used. According to the Vegan Society, vegan facial skincare launches almost tripled between 2013 and 2018, rising from 13% of all launches in 2014 to 28% in 2018. That's according to Mintel, the market research company. 19% of people check if their toiletries are tested on animals, according to the Vegan Society. Superdrug, which is a well-known UK cosmetic company, Superdrug's own brand vegan cosmetics saw a 750% sales increase in January 2019, according to Cosmetics Business magazine. Boots, a very well-known UK company, reported a 56% increase in vegan-related searches in 2019, according to the Daily Telegraph. Not tested on animals is the most important packaging claim for 50% of the people, according to Nielsen, the market research company. there was a 20% increase in searches for vegan makeup from 2017 to 2018, according to Hitwise, a UK survey. The sale of vegan prestige beauty products in the UK reported an increase of 38% in the 12-month period between February 2017 and the end of January 2018, according to NDP Group. So you can see vegan cosmetics are quite large and it's also growing. And also, there is increasing demand for non-animal derived raw materials in the wider cosmetic industry, not just in vegans, but in normal cosmetic consumers who trying to avoid animal products in their cosmetics. The disruption to the market that we see is because we can offer an effective alternative to collagen, which is our product, Biollagen, which is non-animal derived. According to recent surveys, British women who are exhibiting higher inclination towards the purchase of cruelty-free cosmetics, with a third of them not strictly following a vegan lifestyle, according to Future Markets Insight. Another important point, according to Future Market Insights, is that vegan-approved logos and certification are a key trend driving the cosmetics industry. According to a survey conducted by the Physicians Committee in the USA, nearly 70% of the population in North America have claimed they're more likely to use vegan and cruelty-free cosmetics, according to the Future Markets Insight. So a bit more about Biollagen, explaining what it is, what it does, and how it benefits anyone who buys it. So Biollagen is a type of fermented collagen. It's derived from a patented yeast fermentation process. Start with the starting material, Pichia Pastoris, a type of bacteria. It has a single chain structure with a fixed molecular weight of 55 kDa. There's no hydroxyproline. It's a complex of 8 types of amino acids. The modified GXY characteristic sequence contains no immunogenic end to it. So what does it do? The difference between our Biollagen and a traditional collagen. The traditional collagen has a triple helix structure, the high molecular weight, which is not fixed because it depends on the animal source. Biollagen, on the other hand, has a single chain structure, low molecular weight, 55 kilodaltons. Traditional collagen has hydroxyproline, which contains 18 types of amino acids, and which hydroxyproline is just one of these, approximately 10%, but it depends on the animal origin. Biollagen has 8 types of amino acids, but no hydroxyproline. The traditional collagen has an GXY expression. Sorry, the GXY expression in traditional collagen is not fully GXY characteristic sequence. It contains an immunogenic end, which is non-GXY sequenced. Biollagen is modified GXY characteristic sequence, so 100% GXY, and contains no immunogenic end. So Biollagen has 8 kinds of amino acid instead of 18. It's optimized GXY characteristic sequence. So how does this benefit the buyer? It's safer, easier to use, high efficacy, and a consistent quality. The reason it's safer is there's no risk of immunogenic reactions. The product is non-immunogenic. There's no toxic residues. No organic solvent or enzymes are used during its production. It has better skin affinity. Optimized GXY characteristic sequence ensures this. It's easy to use. It has excellent water solubility, higher ratio of hydrophilic amino acids, up to 100 milligrams per milliliter. It is odorless. There's no need to add any masking aromas or try to mask it in any way. Thermostability. There's no sediment or separation appears even at 120 degrees C, which means it's very good even for using, for instance, for making serum sticks, which require hot temperatures. And it is very high efficacy. It's transdermal, it promotes cell proliferation, and 200 times the efficacy of standard collagen. Anti-aging properties, anti-wrinkle, and skin preparation. These are all supported by studies we have done by CompLife in Italy. Our production is large scale. We can supply any quantity required, and is also compliant with, I won't read that out, EFCT 1 ISO 22716 and all the other accreditations you can see before you. Now, coming to the actual Biollagen itself, we have two main types: the Biollagen SSE, which is a concentrated powder, and the Biollagen GAE, which is a 1% solution. So, using the human type 3 collagen as a template, our patented fermentation, induction, separation, and purification technique transform the Pichia Pastoris bacterium into recombinant type collagen Biollagen. Biollagen is consistent with human collagen and a good skin affinity and compatibility. Biollagen is safe, highly effective collagen that can be used directly on the skin as evidenced by safety, efficacy, and clinical testing. And the source of the Biollagen, Pichia Pastoris yeast. This is the biosynthetic production line we use to synthesize our Biollagen. It's a type of eukaryotic microorganism factory, if I pronounced that correctly. And the substrate, we use a non-animal derived carbon sources, nitrogen sources, water, and oxygen to feed Pichia Pastoris. These materials are essential metabolic nutrients. So this is how we make up the Biollagen GAE 1% solution with the inky names. And the inky name for Biollagen, our Biollagen, is SH polypeptide-123, which is the 1% made up in the formulation for the 1% GAE 1% solution. And this is a comparison with a human type 3 collagen. So type 1 and type 3 collagen mainly exist in connective tissue such as skin, tendons, ligament, blood vessels, etc., which constitute a network structure of the extracellular matrix. This plays a role in supporting organs and protecting the body, and is also related to cell adhesion, cell migration. Type 2 collagen exists mainly in cartilage, vitreous intervertebral discs, etc. It promotes bone healing, relieves joint pain, and increases immunity, etc. To simplify, the most important characteristics of collagen in the skin: type 1 collagen is extremely hard collagen, type 2 collagen is elastic collagen. The amount of type 3 collagen in infant skin amounts for more than 80% of this infant skin, so it has an excellent elasticity and repair function. Collagen type 3 in adult skin is reduced by aging, and adult dermis cannot synthesize type 3 collagen. You can only synthesize type 1, which is why adult wounds often leave scars. The GMO risk. The GMO risk is eliminated with synthetic Biollagen because there's no GMO, no raw materials from animals, and no GMO materials in the final product. We had this checked out for us just in case by a research company in Spain called IMED, and they certified there was definitely no GMO materials in our Biollagen. So the potential risk of GMO in collagen, and our GMO means non-genetically modified organism, our collagen is only protein. While the bacterial species used is genetically modified, the yeast produced Pichia Pastoris is used as a carrier, and the FDA regards yeast as safe. No bacterial cells are in the final product, only metabolites. Biollagen's chemical component is protein, and absolutely no biological organisms are present. Oh, I think I should put that slide in front of the other one, shouldn't I? Hydroxyproline. Non-animal origin consists, consequently means Biollagen contains no hydroxyproline. The complex has 8 kinds of amino acid: aspartic acid, 14.6%, glutenyl, 26.7%, serine, 7.62%, glycine, 22.9%, aniline, 0.81%, lysine, 4%, proline, 23.82%. The optimized GXY characteristic sequence means no immunogenic risk, which leads to better efficacy. The atomic composition and amino acid sequence for you clever chemists out there. The single chain structure with a molecular weight is 55 kilodaltons. The atomic composition is carbon 2232, hydrogen 3397, nitrogen 785, oxygen 864, sulfur 0. I won't read out the long amino acid sequence to you, which I think will take a very long time indeed. We go to the next slide. The recommended use level. This is a level which shows the efficacy that is needed. The recommended use of BSS, that's the powder form, in a mask is 0.005 to 0.001%. That's an extremely low dosage to provide the same performance as an animal or marine collagen would do in a face mask. In the case of the GAE 1% liquid, it is 0.5 to 0.1%, which is also very, very low. Creams and lotions, 1 to 2% for GAE. The toners, 2 to 3% for GAE. Essence and eye creams, 3 to 5% for GAE. And repairing products, 10 to 15%. And you'll see that the recommended use of the Biollagen BSS, the powder form, is 1/100th less than GAE. That means because you use so little, our prices are very, very competitive with existing animal or marine derived collagen. A bit more about the applications of these. The BSS 100% powder to be dispersed in polylol if the formulation contains polylol. If not, dissolve in sufficient water, keeping the concentration below 8%. The GE 1% solution is very simple, just add to the formula directly. Here's more information about the application of the Biollagen BSS. So dissolve in polylol if the formulation system contains polylol. If not, dissolve in sufficient water. Keep the concentration below 8%. The temperature of the water should be below 45 C. The stirring speed and stirring speeds, all depending on the system you have, is stir till completely dissolved. Now, storage conditions, when sealed, store under normal temperature in a dry and enclosed environment for at least 24 months in a sealed plastic bottle, ideally kept at 0.0 to 4 degrees centigrade. Now, if unsealed it's recommended that you use the product all in one go. If there's any remaining, it should be ensured that the bottle cap is tightened well to isolate contaminants. The product is extremely hydrophilic, so if there's water, it will get in there and it will damage the product. You won't be able to use it again. So you must keep it very sealed. BSS, the powder, is incompatible with formaldehyde-release preservatives such as imidazoline urea or bis-hydroxymethyl imidazoline urea, DMDM, hydantoin, not recommended with those. However, if polyoxymer 407 is added, the solution can be turbid, but it can be improved by adding an appropriate amount of glycerine. Not recommended, but it may be a solution. Just a second. And the pH 8 is suggested for both formula and the final product. For formulation, which wants the efficacy of anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, these formulations are needed for anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, light repairing, and so on. That came out a bit funny. Right. Now the GAE 1% liquid is a lot more straightforward to use. You just add directly to the formula. Temperature of the water phase should be below 45 C. Stirring speed should be self-determined according to your system. The stirring can completely dissolved. Storage conditions: store under normal temperatures in a dry enclosed environment for at least 24 months in a sealed plastic bottle, ideally kept at 0 to 4 degrees C. Now, if unsealed, it's recommended to use at one go. If there's any remaining, it should be ensure that the bottle cap is tightened well to isolate the containments, including water, kept at 0 to 4 degrees and should be kept away from moisture. Now, it's incompatible with formaldehyde-release preservatives such as imidazoline urea, bihydroxymethyl imidazoline urea, DMDM, hydantoin, and it's also not recommended with polyoxymer 407. If it's added, the solution could be turbid, but it can be improved by adding an appropriate amount of glycerine. Not recommended, but it may be a way to use it. pH 8 is suggested for the formula and the final product, and it is used in formulations which want efficacy of anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, skin lightening. It's used in masks, essence, lotions, ampoules, freeze-dried products, etc. These are the tests that we have carried out for anti-wrinkle, repairing, pore, spot lightening and moisturizing. We have done further testing in the West, in the UK. We're still awaiting results, but they are looking very good. But these are the ones we've done previously in China, and to which we have proven results, which I'll go into a bit further. So this is the efficacy and supporting test we had carried out at the very prestigious East China Normal University. The name sounds odd to Westerners, but it's actually one of the most respected universities in China. So in the range of 0.001 to 0.05 Biollagen, you can see the difference between, right, here we go. Yeah, 0.10 Biollagen promotes the growth of human epidermal cells and fibroblast cells. It can be included from the graph. The higher the usage is, the better the efficacy will be. The most economical use level is 0.01. Again, if anyone wants information, I can send details. I can send details of these studies to you directly. Just contact me by email. And it's the efficacy and supporting tests of repairing cell migration. This was carried out by an Italian company called CompLife. And the experiment uses cell scratching to determine cell migration and repair capacity. The experiments have shown that the wound healing rate of Biollagen in the experimental group is significantly faster than fish collagen. You see the rate over 2 hours, 8 hours, and 24 hours quite a marked difference. And this is the dosage rate, or the repairing promoting cell proliferation keratinocytes, excuse my French. The conclusion is that our Biollagen at 0.005% has 200 times the performance of marine collagen. Again, this is supported by CompLife in Italy. Again, it all comes down to the price. Oh, this is more expensive product per gram, but you only need very little to make it much more competitive compared to traditional fish collagen. Now, these are some transdermal ability tests that were carried out by Novatom with our Biollagen. The penetration of the stratum corneum can reach up to 80 to 90%. It is safe and gentle and does not hinder or destroy the structure of stratum corneum. It induces a strengthening effect of the stratum corneum, which is the foundation of anti-aging, anti-wrinkle. It promotes and enhances the crystallization of the intercellular lipids structure, probably leading to a better barrier foundation. The effect is observed after a few minutes. Quick absorption, instant effect. The effect persists and is even reinforced after 6 hours as a long-lasting effect. Again, the advantages are it's safe, non-animal sourced, vegan, no virus risks, odorless, no rejection, high quality fermentation, high density extractable biosynthetic technology and mass production, consistent quality, complies with all the international norms. It's economic, 200 times the performance of traditional animal or fish collagen. Very low doses are needed. It's easy to use, good biocompatibility and solubility. It's pH neutral, between 4 to 8. In conclusion, I'll rather race through this, I'm afraid. So there's lots of time for questions, so please ask. In conclusion, Biollagen is the very first vegan registered collagen. The vegan market is growing. Most consumers are put off by animal ingredients in their cosmetics. Biollagen is simple to use, proven to work, and it's a proven alternative to animal-derived collagen. And you can market your products containing collagen using the vegan trademark. Thank you. I'll now go on to ask any questions. If anyone had more questions, please let me know.
Great. Thanks, David. Right.
The first question is, what difference is there between the previous launch Biollagen and that one? I assume you mean the Biollagen. There is a difference in the manufacturing process and the purity of the final product. Biollagen was launched initially in China, and then it was launched in Europe, and then we decided to change the brand to Biollagen for Europe, and mainly in Europe, Biollagen. But the difference is performance is minimal, and the production process is slightly different. We have not tested Biollagen we've not taken that to the vegan route. We've got the Biollagen, the vegan route, which is a different product. Right. Do you have in vivo, is it halal certified? Yes. I think it's got every certification that's known to man, actually. Halal, kosher, lots and lots of different certifications, yeah. Can you do a version for internal use? I assume you mean for a supplement, a drink supplement. If you do mean that, we don't have the studies to prove that it works. Although we are going for the GRAS accreditation in the USA, and after that we will going for the European novel food, which will enable us to sell it as a food supplement. Well, I've got lots of questions here. Let me go back to the early ones. Yeah, do you offer final product? Can you give an example of its effectiveness and penetration into skin cells? Yeah, we do offer the final product. Well, we offer product to cosmetic formulation companies who can then use it as part of their formulation. We have lots of studies which show its efficacy in skin penetration. If you send an email request, we can give you all the documentation you need and the proof that's needed. So the next question is, so this product cannot be added to 100% cell formulation. I'm not quite clear what that means. If you mean, can it be added to 100%? Yes, it can be added to 100% on the skin, but it'd be quite a big waste of the product, because you need a very, very small amount of it as part of your cosmetic formulation. Cosmetic formulators are the real geniuses behind this. You've got to use it as you see fit in your formulation. We do have a ready-made collagen Biollagen ball, which is offered for sale. I've not made it part of this presentation today, but it is. I can show you how it works for an end formulation. It's called Biollagen FQ3, and I'll show you one here. This is for you. We do sell these for resellers who want to sell this under their own brand, and it's a little ball there. It's made up of Biollagen plus some other bits and pieces, which I can give you the details of. So you just take the, well, if I try and do this without making a complete mess of it, right, you take the top off there, you get a water drop, and it dissolves instantly into a clear liquid. And you put that on your, oh yeah, I'm not very good at this, I'm afraid. All right. And it's that water on your hand that rubs in. That is an end-use product we have today. But today's mainly been about the raw materials for the cosmetic formulate. That is a formulated product which can be sold. And again, if you send me an email, I can give you all the details and the data sheets and the prices and everything you need to know about that. That one is mainly sold to companies who want to, the marketing companies who want to market something under their own brand, but they don't have the technology to make it. It's actually very complicated technology. It's not easy to make. It's easy to make badly, not easy to make well, so it's stable. These have a two-year lifespan, a guarantee of two years. So good. What was I doing? Why do you use yeast instead of other microbials such as E. coli? That's a question which is above my pay grade, I'm afraid. That's a very clever chemist in China will have to answer that one, but I'll find out the answer for you. I do know there has been some work done in the past with E. coli, and the E. coli turned out to have quite a low efficacy. I think we did some work on that about 7 years ago when we were trying to increase productivity, because this product started as a research project in the Chinese university before a big Chinese multinational called Annan, a large Chinese multinational company owns a big vitamin business. They invested in this with the university to create Jland Biotech, and I do know they did do a lot of investigation to E. coli, and it turned out to be much less efficient. But I can get the detailed answer to you. Do you have in vivo efficiency studies, does it mean putting it in a fridge? We have studies. I can send them to you. I will give you the email address. I'll publish the email address so everyone can see it. I'll do it right now if you don't mind. So there's no, oh, hang on. What have I done here? Right, I'm just typing in. This is the contact email address, which I'm now putting up to display. Right, back to the questions. Yes, we do have in vivo studies available. No, you don't need to keep it in the fridge. As long as it's trapped, as long as it's kept away from moisture and it's kept dry and it's well sealed, it doesn't need to be kept in the fridge. Do we have a distributor in Malaya or Asia? I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that. I'll pass it on. If you send an email to me, I'll pass it on to the head office, which is for the people who work with Malaya and China. I know we do have a lot of sales in Asia. China's the biggest market where very, very large volumes are sold. And Korea is an important market for us. I'm mainly involved in the European market. So I'll get back to you on that if there's a distributor. Yes, it is halal, which you've got that before. Maybe I missed a point. Does registered mean China compliant INCI? The inky names in China are a bit of a nightmare, but we are registered with the inky name SS polypeptide 123. That's the inky name. In China, it's got a slightly different name because there are very complicated rules there about product naming. I don't think China's completely involved with the whole inky. They're not really set up with the inky sort of sharing, I don't think. But it is inky compliant, yeah. SH polypeptide 123. Now, do you have a distributor in Indonesia? Again, I cannot say. But send me an email to that email address I posted on there, and I'll get the information to you. Is it China registered? Well, it's a Chinese company, and the Chinese are the biggest market for them. I know that for these collagen balls, which I just gave you the demonstration of, in China they regularly take orders for 1 million, 2 million of those by customers. You know, it's quite a big market in China. It is a very big market in China. In fact, it's where they started from. Right. I've got a question from Daniel Bung from Indonesia. Please supply support documents. Yeah, I'll supply all the support documents you want. We've got lots and lots and lots of documentation. We're never short of documentation. We never make any claim. We cannot prove that's been carried out in a laboratory. We don't make wild claims. We have to substantiate everything we do, which can make people think we're a bit conservative and slow, because we get lots of inquiries for edible collagen, which we can't answer because we can't supply the documentation and the proof that it works. You know, many other people say that edible animal collagen doesn't work either, but that's beside the side. We are setting up a department to register for food, and we're also setting up a different department that we're also developing products in the pipeline for application in hair, shampoos, and so on. We've had some inquiries from very, very big drink manufacturers, in fact, who want to, you know, a vegan drink, which is a very big market for it. But we can't do anything until we can prove it. So that's the way we're going on that one. Right, the texture does not seem to be better than collagen derived from animals. Is there only texture data? Yes, we can get the texture data to you. I haven't got it with me today, but it is pretty regularly, just on very simple skin tests with these collagen balls, you can feel quite a marked difference to it. Right, and that's sort of getting towards the end of the questions. If anyone else has any questions, doesn't matter how silly you might think they sound, please let me have them. the main thing to think of when you think, well, go back to the very beginning. Vegan are a speciality. 15% of the population in Europe are vegan. However, there's a huge flexitarian population, as they call themselves. Flexitarians are basically people who eat meat occasionally, would prefer if vegetables or vegan if available, but they avoid consuming animal products when possible. And these are the people who look at the origins of the products when they buy a cosmetic. Look at the bottle and say what's in it, and is it animal tested? Is it cruelty free? Is it? And those are people who as you might think, we're in talks with some very major cosmetic companies, and their main interest is for the flexitarian market. Those are ordinary cosmetic consumers who are trying to avoid bits of animals in their cosmetics because they find it repulsive. And that's an area which we're doing a lot of work in. Another quick look there. Okay, I think that's getting towards the end of everything I've got to say here. But what I'd like just to emphasize, there is an alternative to animal collagen that works just as well as animal collagen and marine collagen. It's available, and you can now sell your product with a vegan label on it to the growing vegan sector. Any questions, send me an email to that address, or perhaps I'll get into contact with you when the webinar is over.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So thank you all for listening, and thanks to everyone who's been sending in their questions. Yeah, please do take down David's email. And thank you, David, for presenting as well. This webinar will be available to view again on demand, so feel free to revisit the channel anytime. And with that, we're ready to close. And thank you, David, and thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you for everyone for listening.